So, going back, eto na, number 1, calculate the magnitude of and direction of the resultant of the two vectors A is equal to 50 km east and B 70 km 60 degrees north of east. So, we have here, kanina, we have discussed the different methods on how we find the resultant of a vector. Now, in order for us to solve this problem, it's much easier to solve this problem by graphing it. Makita natin siya uh, in its graphical form or kaya at least kahit hindi naka-scale, makita natin ano bang itsura nito. So, first one, we have here the x-axis, di ba? Positive x-axis and a positive y-axis. We draw now the two vectors that we have. So, we have 50 km east. So, okay. So, since ang mga direction dito is naka in terms of east, west, and south. So, di ba? We know this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. Okay? Now, we now graph our vector. So, we have 50 kilometers east. So, meron daw tayong vector na 50 kilometer east. So, papunta dito. Okay? Kahit hindi ito naka-scale, at least we know anong itsura ng ating graph. Now, the next vector is 70 kilometer 60 degrees northeast. So, how are we gonna draw this one? So, yung magiging first approach ko dito sa problem na to is by graphical. Okay? Ilagay ko siya ng tip to tail. Ngayon, yung 70 kilometer na yon, yung tail nun, ilalagay ko siya sa tip ng 50 kilometer. So, start ako dito. Then, I'll create a 70 kilometer 60 degrees northeast. Okay? So, pag ganito siya. Bakit ko nasabing pag ganito? Na ang haba ay 70 kilometer because 60 degrees north of east. So, kung igagraph ko to, I will create now another Cartesian or pang reference lang natin at this end. Okay? For example, this one. Ayan, gagawa ko dito. Tapos, ito pa rin naman yung east ko, ito yung north ko. Ano po bang ibig sabihin ng 60 degrees north of east? Starting from east, I will project my vector 60 degrees papunta ng north. So, starting from east, pupunta ako sa aking north na ang angle ay 60 degrees. Yun po si 60 degrees north of east. Okay? With that being said, we can now continue. Okay? So, alam natin na ang angle na ito ay 60 degrees. Kasi yan yung north of east. Okay? 60 degrees north of east. Katulad nung kanina, by graphical method, I will draw a line from my initial point to my ending point. So, ito yon. Okay? And this will be my resultant. Okay? Resultant ko yan. Pero paano ko po ito masosolve? Diba? The by graphical method, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, we can utilize different laws in trigonometry para ma-solve to. Let's analyze first because in order for us to solve this by graphical method or the parallelogram, it is important for us to solve this, to analyze this. Ano bang meron tayo? Paano natin gagamitin yung mga meron tayo? We have here the length of the two vectors, and the angle here. Okay, so may angle tayo dito na 60. Ito yung angle natin. We need to find the length of the resultant vector kasi yung length of the resultant vector, yun yung maging magnitude. And we need to find its projection dito. So, yung theta dito. So, most likely, yan yung yan yung direction ng ating resultant. Ganyan yung paghanap ng atin. With respect to positive x-axis or kahit anong x-axis, basta with respect to x-axis. Then, idodraw lang natin yung itsura. So, papakita natin yung mamaya. So, in order for us to solve this, ang dami ko nang sinabi, we can use cosine law. Or before that, analyze natin, dagdagan natin yung given natin, yung mga given natin based sa mga nakabigay na dito. According to this portion, di ba, makakagawa tayo dyan ng supplementary angles. Let's take note, if we have a straight line, tapos may angle dyan, these two angles, A and beta, ito, A alpha plus beta is equal to 180 degrees kapag straight line yung nasa may baba nila, di ba? And if nagsum sila ng 180 degrees, therefore, supplementary angle sila. So, kahanapin natin yung ka-supplementary angle ni 60 degrees. So, in order for us to find alpha, So, alpha is equal to 180 degrees plus 60 degrees. Okay? Therefore, alpha is equal to 120 degrees. Meron na tayo ditong 120 degrees. If we are familiar with cosine law, so magagamit natin si cosine law. Okay, ano si cosine law? Si cosine law kasi, for example, let's draw another triangle here. If I have a triangle here, sides A, B, and C, tapos meron tayong angle, okay? For example, may angle ako dito na, since A to, I'll represent my angle here small a, tas ito, small b, tas ito C. According to sine law, if you are given two sides of the triangle and given yung angle in between them, for example, gusto kong hanapin si C, that is equal to C squared is equal to A squared, yung capital A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. Okay? Where C is my angle here, yung angle in between. So, ganyan po si cosine law. Kailangan meron kang two given sides, tapos yung angle in between nila nakabigay din. Para mahanap mo tong length ng side na to. Okay? So, i-apply natin yan kasi from our figure, meron tayong 70 kilometers, may 50 kilometers tayo, and may 120 tayo as our degree in between them. So, utilize natin yan. Therefore, we have the magnitude of our resultant. So V resultant magnitude is equal to 50 squared plus 70 squared minus, okay, eto naka-squared to, okay, squared yan, minus 2 times 50 times 70 cosine 120 degrees. Therefore, the magnitude of our resultant vector is equal to, we just utilize, ayan, calculate natin. So, that is equal to the square root of, since naka-squared tong VR square natin, square na natin agad kasi we can take the square root of both sides of our equation. Ayan. Maka-cancel na agad to. Okay. So, utilize natin yon. So, it's equal to 50 squared plus 70 squared minus 2 times 50 times 70 cosine 120. Okay. That is equal to 10 square root ng 10. Okay. 10 square root ng 109 kilometers since our units here are in kilometer. Therefore, ito na yung magnitude natin. Okay? We have our magnitude as 10 square root ng 10 10 square root ng 10 square root ng 109, or if we want to express that into decimal, that is equal to 104.4307. So, ito na yung sagot, 104.4307. So, in-express ko lang siyang ganito kasi gagamitin ko pa yan sa susunod. So, how do we find now the angle? Now, we utilize the sine law. Okay? Para mahanap natin si angle, we utilize the sine law. Because according to sine law, okay, for example, I have here again the triangle ABC. Tapos yung angle nila A, ito angle C, small c, ito angle B. According to sine law, the ratio of the length, the ratio of the side over sine of its angle or opposite angle is equal sa lahat ng side. Ano ibig sabihin nun in mathematical term? A over sine A is equal to B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. Dapat daw, sa isang triangle, the ratio of the side to its opposite sine angle is equal sa lahat ng sides. Okay? So, yan lang po yung according to sine law. So, let's apply it. Kasi meron tayong, ma-apply ba natin siya? Ang tanong, yes, because meron tayong 120 tsaka resultant, given na yan. Okay? Itong 120, itong resultant, ang length nito ay 10 square root ng 109 kilometers. Si alpha na lang hinahanap natin. Ano bang katapat ni hindi, si theta na lang hinahanap natin. Ang hinahanap na ang katapat nito is equal to 70, di ba? Okay? Equal yan sa 70 kilometers. Ito. Therefore, according to sine law, gamitin natin yon. We have here 70 kilometers over its opposite angle, which is sine theta is equal to the ratio nitong haba, yung haba ng resultant natin which is 10 square root ng 109 over sine 120 degrees. We now solve for sine theta. Solve muna natin si sine theta. How do we solve this? By cross multiplication. Lipat ko to sa kabila para maging nasa numerator siya. Ito, lipat ko to, tapos ito, or in mathematical operation, the most appropriate is we multiply both sides of our equation to sine theta. Ayun na lang, para mas madali. Kasi kapag minultiply ko yan sa sine theta, magka-cancel si sine theta dito. I have here sine theta is equal to 10 square root ng 109 sine theta over, dito pala is 70, hindi pala to sine theta. 70 kasi nag-cancel na dito yung sine theta over sine 120 degrees. Now, how do we find for sine theta? I divide both sides of my equation. Okay, i-divide ko both sides of my equation to 1 over 10 square root ng 109 over sine 120 degrees. Okay, sa both sides. Therefore, ito, magre-reciprocal to. Aakyat yan sa kabila. Ito ay magiging 70 sine 120 degrees over 10 square root ng 109 is equal to sine theta. Ano bang hinahanap natin? Theta lang, hindi si sine theta. Katulad ng ginawa natin kanina with arc tangent to find the theta itself, we will take the arc sine of both sides of our equation. Having as theta, so lipat ko lang tong sine theta dito sa kabila. So, valid naman yun. Arc sine 70 sine 120 degrees over 10 square root ng 109. Okay? Now, our angle, lalagay na lang natin yan sa calcu. We have here shift sine, arc sine yan. Tapos, I have here 70 sine 120 over 10 square root ng 109. Okay? That will give us 35 degrees. 35.496 35.4949637 degrees. This will be our direction of our resultant vector. Okay? Or pwede ko rin siyang isulat para mas clear sa atin, para mas malinaw. How do we cite this? I can put here na since 35 degrees 35.49637, pwede ko siyang isulat kung ano itsura ng aking naging resultant. So, etong resultant ko ay naging itsurang ganito. Okay? Ibig sabihin lang yan, with positive x, with reference yung angle na tinutukoy natin. Kasi, yung angles natin, maraming coterminal angle yan. Doon tayo sa angle na with respect sa x-axis natin. So, ganito yung itsura niya. Kaya nilagay ko siya na ganyan. Okay? So, this is one of the solution in order for us to solve this problem. Another way of solution is using the rectangular components. So, solution 2 na tayo. I'll present here another solution. Solution 2. Solution 2. Okay? Okay, sige, ayan. Start tayo ulit with our x and y coordinates. Ayan. Tapos, i-plot lang natin yung ating graph. So, this is still the x. Ay yung vectors natin. We have here the 50 kilonewton. Diba? Ay 50 kilometers. And we have here, okay, I have here 70 kilometer. So, basically, kung mapapansin mo, hindi siya right triangle. Katulad nung ginawa ko kanina, diba? I have taught you guys about how to resolve our rectangular component, our vector to its rectangular component. So, ganun din yung gagawin natin dito. Since yung 50 kilometers natin, wala na tayong problema dyan. Now, we will resolve now yung 70 kilometers. So, we know this angle to be 60. We will resolve this 70 kilometer to its rectangular component. So, ano yon? Ito yon. Okay. Tsaka ito. Para mas madali tayong mag-add. So, ayan. We have here an angle. Ito yung magiging resolve kapag ni-resolve natin tong ano na 'to. So, this is f of y and this is of f of x, okey? Okey. Yan yung para sa 70, okey? Sub 70 ko na lang siya, okey? Tapos gagamitin ulit natin yung mga trigo natin, okey? So, to start our analysis, we start with taking the summation of the forces sa ating x-axis, okey? Yung mga x, okey? Yung mga x natin na vector. So, eto lang yun para mas madali. Wala tayong mga nakaslant. Kasi nga ni-resolve na natin 'tong ating nakaslant or may angle na vector. Therefore, this is equal to 50 plus yung na-resolve natin na 70 kilometers. Paano natin siya i-resolve? Using this one. Paano natin i-resolve yung etong f na 'to? We will utilize f cosine theta. So, that will become 70 cosine 60 degrees. That is equal to 50 plus 70 cosine 60. Okay? That is equal to 85. Okay? That is the magnitude, 85 kilometers. Yan. Okay. Tapos we take also the summation of the forces in our y-axis. Okay? Kanina sa x-axis, ngayon sa ating y-axis. Wherein ito, positive lahat ng papunta sa kanan. Ito, positive lahat ng papunta sa taas. Now, we have this one as, since yung wala naman na tayong ibang other forces bukod sa 70 kilometer na ni-resolve natin sa y-axis, i-resolve natin yan dyan, di ba? Therefore, this becomes 70 sine 60 degrees. Saan po nakuha yun? Using our derivation kanina. Ito. Okay, dinerive natin siya kanina. Then, 70 sine 60. Okay, that is 35 square root ng 3. Okay, 35 square root ng 3 kilometers. So, basically, ano bang approach tong ginagawa ko? This is much appropriate when we're dealing with many vectors. For example, 5, 4. Since kung idodraw natin siya ng ganito for graphical, medyo mahaba siya at mas mahirap na analysis yon. Mas maraming sine and cosine law gagamitin natin. So, we do rectangular or resolving our vectors to its rectangular components. Since we have here now f of x and f of y, we can utilize this one, okay? Itong summation of forces. Itong may square root. Kasi, yan yung sinolve natin para makuha yung resultant vector. Now, we take the magnitude. To solve for the magnitude, we have here f, okay? Yung resultant vector natin is equal to the square root ng 85 squared plus 35 square root ng 3 squared, okay? To find the magnitude. Hence, we have 85 squared plus 35. Okay, so, lagay natin siya sa parenthesis. The magnitude is equal to 10 square root ng 10 square root ng 10 square root ng 109. 10 square root ng 109 kilometers. So, this will be our magnitude, okay? Or, if we want in decimal, we have here 104.403. 104.403 kilometers. So, this will be our answer. And let's compare it kanina. Ang nakuha natin kanina, 10 square root ng 109. So, we got the same answer. Okay? Now, mas maikli yung solution nito, di ba? Now, we determine now that theta of our resultant. Okay? Kasi yung resultant natin, ito yon. Ito yung magiging resultant natin. Hindi pala natin na-draw yung magiging resultant natin. But this will be our resultant. Gagamit ulit tayo ng tip to tail. Ayan. Okay, this will be our resultant. Okay, ito naman yung angle niya. Okay? So, ito yung sinosolve natin ha. Ito yung F na yan, yung magnitude na yan. Same goes yan, parehas lang itong triangle na nabuo natin dito sa triangle na nabuo natin dito. Ngayon, we find now the theta according dun sa sinolve natin or dinerive natin kanina. Okay? The theta is equal to arctan Fy over Fx. Arctan Fy over Fx. That is equal to 35 square root ng 3 over 85. Okay? Hence, our theta is equal to arctan, gamit naman tayo ng arctan, 35 square root ng 3 over 85. Okay? That is equal to 35.49637 degrees. So, katulad ng ginawa natin, actually, pinapakuha ko dito is more on positive values kasi alam ko si Fx, Fy. Okay? So, ako na yung magde-determine kung pag ganito siya, pag ganito, or pag ganito. Okay? Eh, alam ko naman na yung both na vectors ko ganito. Tapos, yung vectors na na-solve ko, yung na-solve ko dito sa 85 tsaka 35 square root ng 5, positive. So, basically, nandito lang yan. So, basically, yung angle ko is nandito lang din with reference to positive x-axis. So, this angle is this one. Okay? Ito ba rin yung angle na yun? Tsaka, kung titingnan mo naman sa figure, eto, yung angle na yon. So, with reference sa positive x-axis. So, that is one of the two solutions. That is one of the many solutions na we can have. Solution 3 for checking. Okay, solution 3. For checking lang to. For example, balik tayo sa graph natin dito. Etong graph na to. We can use a shortcut method in our calculator to find the summation of the vectors. Okay? The next thing we need to do lang is just type that. 50 ang, alam mo dapat yung magnitude and direction. So, pero, hindi natin yun magagawa sa normal calculator. We need to set up it into a mode complex calculator. So, set up natin siya sa complex. Tapos, i-add lang natin literal. So, we have 50. Tapos, ano bang angle ng 50 nito? That 50 has an angle of 0 degrees. Tapos, i-add natin counterclockwise yung mga vectors natin. Okay? Pan-check lang to ha. I-add natin yung mga vectors natin counterclockwise. Okay? Counterclockwise, so, pag ganito. Okay? Pag ganito. Add natin yung 70, tapos lagay natin yung angle na 60 degrees. Dapat alam natin. Tapos yung mga angle na yon, always dapat pala, yung mga angle na ilalagay natin dito, always with respect to positive x-axis. So, pag ganito, okay? Pag ganito lagi yung measurement ng angle. Tapos, equal mo lang siya. So, mapapansin mo, it's in A plus BI form. So, hindi ito yung gusto nating sagot. But, we can transform this into a vector form. So, we just click shift, tas vector. Ito yung vector sa ating calcu. Okay? Oops. Shift vector. Oh, shift vector. Shift complex pala. Shift complex. Tapos, pindutin natin yung number 3, yung may r theta. R angle theta, 3. So, we have this one. Tapos, magta-transform na siya in a rectangular component form. That is 10 square root ng 109, angle 35, 49,637. So, that's it. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.